times have you looked me in the eye and truly seen what was there? Not who you are, but who am I? How many times have you judged me in your mind, called me names, clipped my wings so I wouldn't fly? People are just people, we are yearning to be free. All the broken-hearted heroes will go down in history. I know we can't stop fighting, although it takes a toll. We are stronger than an army, stronger as a whole. Come out from the darkness to the day. Be proud. We are
Welcome to our celebration of 15 years. The first meeting of the group took place on the 20th of December 2009 at the Leopard Inn in Burslem. There were 5 older LGBT plus people there, along with Greg from the LGBT network.
Whatever this group becomes, it should always aim to be inclusive and address issues of isolation and loneliness.
In 2010, the January meeting at the Observatory Clubhouse in Hanley was disappointing. Only Maurice and Andy, the LGBT network coordinator, turned up. But gradually, numbers increased, and by the time we moved to the Polari Lounge in June, there were enough people to consider a structured programme of activities. A substantial grant from the Active at 60 scheme, administered by the Staffordshire Community Foundation and the LGBT network, enabled us to buy basic equipment and draw up a schedule of events and activities. This programme not only strengthened bonds within the group, but also attracted more people to join. We had our very own stall at Stoke Pride in Northwood Park, and in August we had our first narrowboat outing on the Calden Canal. Our mailing list now had 30 subscribers, and we produced our first poster. In 2012, the LGBT network had to close the doors of Polari Lounge for good. Fortunately, we had already been offered alternative accommodation at the new community fire station in Hanley, which was just down the road. The group survived the move, but it was the trip to Dorothy Clive Gardens that helped to cement a diverse bunch of people into a firm peer support group of committed friends.
It's amazing how quickly everyone has gelled together into a group.
By the start of the new year, our grant money had been spent. However, its legacy lived on. We had discovered that whenever we came together, we benefited from each other's company. From now on, we had a blueprint for success. Just going for a walk, visiting a local museum, or simply meeting for a cuppa would improve our health and well-being at little or no cost. Relying only on donations from members and fundraising at Stoke Pride, we managed to get out and about with lots of low-cost trips to places of interest within the county, like Rudyard Lake, the National Memorial Arboretum and the Live Age Festival in Hanley. We had a stall at Stoke Pride in Northwood Park, and there was just enough money left in the kitty to afford our annual outing on the Calden Canal. A small grant from the Stoke City Council's Age-Friendly City scheme allowed us to buy a laptop and projector, enabling the group to watch slideshows, PowerPoint presentations and videos at its monthly meetings, which were held at Hanley Community Fire Station. The group also had the use of the American Clubhouse in Cobridge. Perhaps the most memorable of our minimal cost outings was the visit to Shrewsbury, where member Mike took pride in showing us places of historical significance in his hometown. We were present at Stoke Pride, which once again was held in Northwood Park. Another small grant, this time from the Staffordshire Community Foundation, paid for a banner and a series of glass fusion and printmaking workshops with the inspirational Deborah Rogers. The new banner was used for the first time at Stoke Pride, and we had our annual trip on the good ship Beatrice. A small group of members enjoyed a day in Llandudno booked through a local bus company. The Proud to Be Me exhibition at Pride represented memories of cherished local LGBT activist Keith Groom, along with present members of the LGBT+ community. 2017 saw the start of a 2-year project funded by the People's Health Trust, using money raised by Health Fair through the Health Lottery. Activities included printmaking workshops under the expert guidance of Deborah Rogers, creative dance workshops with Frontline Dance, and participation in the Live Age Festival. We enjoyed our annual day out on the Calden Canal, as well as a wet day at Trentham Gardens, and a group trip to see Treasure Island at the New Vic Theatre. At Stoke Pride in Hanley Park, we took part in the parade carrying our new marching banner, which we had made with Deborah.
I recall going for 3 years on the run on the Beatrice Canal boat trip. It was a quiet and peaceful trip, a really enjoyable day out.
By spring 2018, the OLGBT Wellbeing Project was well underway. The ceramics workshops had the double benefit of making many pieces of fabulous pottery, as well as boosting everyone's self-confidence as creative individuals. The same was true of the bread-making workshops at Bread in Common. Susan Clark's mantra, "Nothing bad will happen," gave us the courage to work outside our comfort zones. We were truly amazed and greatly encouraged by the wonderful produce we made. All of it, of course, was quickly consumed. Events and outings included Yarman in Pieces, Live Age Festival, a canal trip, Stoke Pride, the Terracotta Army, and World AIDS Day Vigil. December 2019 marked the group's 10th anniversary, which was celebrated with a rainbow cake baked by Paul Sigonowicz. On 9th of December, the group's application to become a registered charity was approved by the Charity Commission, an important milestone in the history of the group. This year also saw the completion of the OLGBT Wellbeing Project. The 2-year project began in the autumn of 2017 and ended in the summer of 2019. The original plan was altered to address the wishes of the project's participants, who wanted more bread making and ceramics workshops. Before the COVID lockdown was announced in March 2020, OLGBT Chair Maurice Greenham was a keynote speaker at the first ever LGBT+ conference organised by NHS Combined Healthcare Trust. During lockdown, the group decided to meet more frequently online to counter the increased enforced isolation. We switched from monthly to weekly meetings. In addition, we embarked on a government COVID grant-funded project of creative activities, which we opened up to individuals and groups like Ages and Stages, with whom OLGBT members wished to keep in contact. When lockdown restrictions were eased in August, we had a picnic in Hanley Park, socially distanced, of course.
Who would have imagined we would be doing group drama, dance and singing workshops, as well as crafts like bookmaking, paper cuts, quilling and cross-stitching in our own homes?
In 2021, our COVID-funded OLGBT Mind Matters project continued, and the group conducted its first online survey. Feedback indicated the main reason people participated in OLGBT was a desire for friendship, social contact, and to relieve loneliness. We took part in the Stoke Makes Plates project. Without leaving home, under the expert guidance of Sarah Fraser, we created plates from lumps of clay, and our designs were applied during the firing process. With the easing of COVID restrictions, the 2021 British Ceramics Biennial exhibition took place. Not only were our plates displayed at the exhibition, but they were also selected to go on a national tour afterwards.
I never thought we would be able to design and create plates, let alone ones worthy of being exhibited. Amazing.
The project before and during lockdown brought me into contact with some inspirational people, as well as strengthening existing bonds within the group.
With the end of COVID restrictions, the group started to meet in person again, and we began holding lunchtime meetings in the community room of Fenton Town Hall. By this time, we were members of the LGBT Consortium, NCVO and VAST. We began partnership workings with larger charities. We signed up to help champion digital inclusivity as part of the Discover Digital Partnership led by Staffordshire University and the Beth Johnson Foundation. We also signed up to the Community Health Champions project administered by VAST. Another fruitful partnership was with the Cultural Sisters in an LGBTQ+ themed mental health project titled Reclaim. Sadly, Angie Boot, a stalwart member of the group, died in September. She was a keen artist, a highly respected cricket umpire, and was always the first to offer to volunteer when anything needed doing. She is greatly missed.
This group has been a lifesaver for me. It has been wonderful to be accepted as I am without question.
The group had experience of partnership working from the start when it fell under the auspices of the LGBT network. However, in 2023 we engaged in a much more ambitious collaboration. The Creative Lives Know Your Neighbourhood project saw us cooperating with the Beth Johnson Foundation, MHA Communities North Staffordshire and Young at Heart, part of Father Hudson's Care. All much larger charities with staff and premises. Amazingly, it worked well. At Pride, we were visited by the Deputy Lord Mayor of Stoke, and we collaborated with B Arts with their Queer as Stoke project. In December 2024, we reached our 15th anniversary. An application for lottery funding was successful, and we now have enough funds to cover 2 years' basic running costs and a programme of creative activities and outings. In addition, other arts organisations have invited us to collaborate with them in joint ventures such as Appetite's trip to Queer Britain in London, B Arts, Who is Molly Lay, an operatic project involving LGBT+ people, and Staffordshire Archives, helping to record local LGBT+ history. We've recently enjoyed an outstanding trip to Manchester, exploring LGBT+ history and culture, and we've benefited from a generous donation of free passes to visit National Trust properties. Our recent partnership with Potboiler Theatre's Gay Stoke project culminated in a cabaret evening of stories, songs and tales from the heart. Those who took part or came along to watch have widely praised this as a landmark achievement illuminating our shared history and diverse identities. As we look back over the past 15 years, our ambition to record local LGBT+ history for future generations has expanded. We have created a timeline on our website, engaged in projects that explore the dates and places that were important to our community, and we are actively seeking funding to embark on a new photography project that will record the personal recollections and reflections of our members. Our history is important, and it deserves to be remembered. Rainbow Threads is a new creative project in which members and supporters of our group will work with local textile artist and designer Jane Titley to create fabulous hanging pennants to use as bunting in celebration of our 15th year anniversary at Pride in June 2025. We have a workshop for women lined up for January, and further workshops for our members will follow. Organisations and individuals that support us are invited to sign up their interest in making pennants too. In the new year, we will roll out details of how to obtain a piece of colourful fabric hand-dyed by one of our members, to which you can then add your own design. Be sure to sign up your interest before you leave today. Thank you for sharing in our celebrations.